Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I would like to talk about what is mixed media art. So my name is Martin Harmon and I'm an artist based near Bristol in the UK. And I create artworks using many different mediums. So I create artworks from ceramic sculpture to paintings to tableware to print accessories, so all sorts of things. In the background you can see some of my artworks. But as an artist, I ask myself this question: is there more to reality? And this stems from observing places like Stonehenge and stone circles based in the UK, because these really capture my imagination and get me to really question my experience I'm having on this planet Earth and this life experience. And what is this reality? What is this kind of mystery that we find ourselves in? It was places like these that really shifted my perspective on life and got me questioning, what is this experience that I'm having in this world? I want to kind of shift these ideas into my artworks to evoke a sense of imagination and a sense of curiosity and wonder. So that's why in today's video, I'd like to dive into this topic of mixed media art. And what is it, how it's used, and why it's interesting, and why I use this to create my paintings, or some of my paintings that you can see in the background. So yeah, let's jump in and let's get to it. Let's start firstly with, what is mixed media art? Generally, this involves creating a single piece of artwork using different materials and techniques. And this can also incorporate found objects and assemblage like collage, like newspaper cutouts. And also it can combine different paints as well, like acrylic paints, oil paints, and watercolor paints. And so it can also incorporate many different paint medias. But yeah, when did mixed media begin? So I found out it began around 1962 with cubist collage paintings from artists such as Pablo Picasso and Georges Braque. So yeah, they were exploring mixed media within their art by incorporating different materials into their artworks. So for example, Georges Braque was using things like newspaper, fabric, and oil paint. And then you had people like Marcel Duchamp, and he created that iconic bicycle wheel that was sitting on top of a wooden stool. He was taking found objects and bringing them together to create these sculptural pieces, these artworks. There wasn't things that he physically created from start to finish. It was more like going out into the world, finding these objects, bringing them together to create a construction, to create an artwork, essentially just being found objects. And also you have people like Henri Matisse, and he was also experimenting with collage artworks as well, using paper collages and assembling them together. We're in Curiosity Gallery. This is where I display some of my finished artworks. And as you can see, I've selected, I don't know if you can see, but we will find out in a minute, but I've selected artworks that have been assembled, based upon mixed media art. So they combine so many different things like collage paper, household paint, mixed media paint, and a mixture of all sorts of things. And so these, for me, are mixed media paintings. These are some examples of my mixed media paintings. So in the background, we have paper collages. I don't know if you can just about see that writing there. So this is from newspaper cutouts that I assembled onto the canvas and then poured out these kind of like oozing acrylic paints onto this gradient background. And funny enough, this gradient background was created just using like standard household paints that you use to like paint your walls and stuff like that. So I was really just trying to break the molds of, what is generally used in traditional fine art by combining different paints together. So I combine different paints like acrylic paints, household paints, newspaper collage, canvas, and assembled all these materials together to create paintings, mixed media paintings like these. So these are some of my examples. And it's just fascinating because there's just so many possibilities. And this is what just draws me into mixed media painting. You know, it's things like the freedom, the possibilities, the depth, the texture, the surface colors, but also just the meanings that you can build up through these surfaces. And here are other examples. This one is called The Birds. And again, I was using newspaper collage in the background with like this white gloss in the center and with these acrylic painted birds on top. And so this is why I use mixed media, because I can get this depth of color and texture to the surface. Like with this one, you got these newspaper, or you got these barcode paper cutouts contrasted with this lush kind of deep oozing reds and yellows of these acrylic paints with these geometric lines running through the center. And that's what I just find fascinating about mixed media painting, is that you're breaking the mold of tradition. You're exploring new possibilities. You're building up depth to the surface. And this is just what really fascinates me about it, because I realized as soon as I started exploring, combining different medias, the artworks just took on a new life of its own. And for me, just went beyond just a painting. It became something else. And this is another example of another collage painting. But you see, you got the, newspaper in the background with household paints. Like this was like an emulsion paint or something that I painted on top. And you can see the collage painting, or the collage paper cutouts, just on the side there that I've revealed and then glossed on top. But you know what I mean? It's just fascinating. This is what really draws me into mixed media, because I just wanted to branch out and explore different materials and see what happens when you combine these different medias together.
We interrupt this video to plug an ad.
Yeah, if you'd like to see more examples of my mixed media arts, you're welcome to head over to my website at martinharmonart.com. And if you scroll down from the home page, you'll get to this section here. And if you click on paintings, that will take you to a selection of different sizes. So you got small paintings and medium paintings. So I'll show you some of the other pieces that I have. So these are other examples of smaller artworks. So I got things like these, which are a combination of watercolor paper with acrylic paint and colored pencils. So that's the thing that I'm trying to get to, is that I often explore a combination of different color ranges as well. And then if we come over here to medium-sized paintings, there's more in here as well. And again, exploring different materials and medias. Exploring mixed media paintings within my art. For me, this is about liberating myself, pushing boundaries, and also it's about generating a connection to the world around me. Because like for these collage, the assemblage, barcodes, that's a thing we often see in the world around us. Again, relating to the world around me. Collage, newspaper cutouts, again, responding, relating, connecting to the world around me. So this is another reason why I use them, because it has that connection rooted in this world we find ourselves in. And then by using those materials, by assembling those materials, I can create new meanings and bring that into the world. If you're an artist watching this, have you ever used mixed media painting within your art practice? And if you are someone who's interested in art, what do you think about mixed media art? How does it make you feel? Like, how do you respond to it? It'd be interesting to know your comments below. I'm going to wrap this up there, guys. I just really wanted to make this video to dive in to what is mixed media art and dig a little bit into the history of this and its kind of relevance today and why I'm using it within my own art. But yeah, I guess there's plenty of other artists out there who are also using mixed media art within their own practice. And, you know, obviously I'm not the only one, because in history, other artists have done it as well. And it's still, and, you know, it still lives on today. Yeah, I just find this topic fascinating, and I just wanted to share that with you guys and put it out there. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and that it's, you know, that you've got something out from it. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. So cheers. Thank you very much for watching.